Gabby Thomas sets fire to track and field. Astonished face fire. What she just said left everyone speechless. Gabby Thomas secured her place at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. But the path was not straightforward. At the USA Track and Field Championships in Eugene, she needed a photo review to confirm her bronze medal in the women's 200 edging out Brittany Brown and Mackenzie Long despite all three clocking 22.20 seconds. The achievement guaranteed her a spot in September, though her journey since has taken an unusual turn that caught the attention of both supporters and skeptics. Melissa Jefferson wouldn't own the weekend in Oregon. She swept both the 100 and 200 winning the latter in a 21.84 personal best to underline her rapid rise on the national stage. Anavaya Battle placed second in 22.13. Thomas, the Paris Olympic champion, settled for third, later admitting, "I put it all out there. It would have been a big disappointment for me to train this hard and not make this team." Dressed in a neon pink two-piece outfit, she marked the finish line with relief, rather than celebration, knowing she had avoided the prospect of missing out entirely. Weeks later, her remarks on social media shifted attention from the race to her mindset. Would anyone judge me if I said I still haven't unpacked my suitcase from U.S. Championships 4 weeks ago? She wrote on X, sparking a sharp division in the track and field community. Some read it as a candid glimpse into her exhaustion, while others questioned her focus in a season when the United States sprint depth leaves no room for complacency. High qualification in Eugene carried added weight because she did not have the benefit of an automatic buy into Tokyo. Those exemptions were reserved for reigning 2023 world champions. To add to the challenge, she was nursing an Achilles injury that forced her to withdraw from the 100 despite advancing to the semifinal. She admitted after the meet, "I haven't been able to train too much, which is it's kind of tough because I'm dealing with an Achilles issue. And so, when you have to take a couple of weeks off before USEF, that's never a good feeling." The issue had persisted throughout the season to the point where, as she explained about 2 weeks ago, "I couldn't even jog on that foot." But rather than dwell on setbacks, Thomas adjusted her training to manage the injury and reached the championships with enough preparation to compete. How? It's not something I wanted to give too much life to, right? I had a big meet coming up, there being USA, and I don't want to focus on it. So, I took a week off of training last week, back up, got ready. She explained the result was enough to send her to Tokyo, though her suitcase confession reminded followers that qualification alone did not erase the strain of the process. Gabby Thomas's light-hearted admission about her unpacked suitcase sparked a wave of mixed fan reactions, ranging from jokes to doubts about her focus. Fans turned Gabby Thomas' suitcase confession into humor, concern, and bold predictions. Gabby Thomas' revelation about not unpacking her suitcase highlighted the exhaustion that came with battling through injuries and close finishes. One fan lightened the mood by joking, "Damn, I hope you have an extra toothbrush." LOL, tying her candid remark to everyday travel struggles, while reflecting how some supporters saw humor in her honesty rather than concern. Others flipped her comment into optimism. With Tokyo already ahead, one reply read, "You can just say that you have packed for Tokyo already." The light-hearted twist reframed her suitcase remark as symbolic readiness, showing how followers interpreted her fatigue in a way that still aligned with the excitement of competing on the world stage. Not everyone saw it so casually. A more critical fan wrote, "Yeah, I'm judging you. You're now 5th in my women's 200-meter predictions with this information." This tied her personal confession to performance expectations, suggesting that even small signals of distraction could affect how observers rank athletes in a crowded sprint field. Others connected on a more personal level. One opinion read, "Not judging you, but I personally would be a wreck if I did that." With such a remark, 1. Netizen mirrored Thomas' own admission of strain after managing an Achilles issue, reflecting how fans related her candidness to their own sense of disarray after stressful experiences. Meanwhile, some comments treated her remark with practical humor. Only if the daily clothes aren't in a plastic bag, separated from everything else. LL highlighted how everyday routines like organizing laundry were linked to her broader theme of managing fatigue, turning her admission into a relatable discussion about post-go competition, recovery and normal life habits. Moreover, the fan tried to hint at the hygienic habits that they believe need to be followed. Finally, the comment, "Better hold your nose when you open the suitcase," underscored how fans used light banter to engage with her. The fan added, "Such a comment to hint at how unpacked luggage for almost a month might give out a foul smell when opened," while Thomas's words pointed to the mental and physical weight of qualification. This reaction showed how audiences diffused the seriousness with playful exaggeration, keeping the conversation alive in unexpected ways. In the world of track and field, words can hit just as hard as a finishing kick on the home straight. For Gabby Thomas, one of the most dynamic sprinters on the circuit, that truth recently became personal. A few candid remarks she made about the pressures of competing in the direction of women's sprinting sparked a storm of reaction, leaving her belted by criticism in some quarters and celebrated as a voice of courage in others. The remarks that sparked fire. Thomas has never been shy about speaking her mind. Her words often cut with honesty, reflecting the tension between chasing excellence and coping with expectations. But her latest comments suggesting that parts of the sports structure don't always prioritize athletes' well-being and hinting that the 200-meter sprint lacks the same respect as the 100m sent shockwaves through the community. For some, it was a fair point, an athlete's raw perspective on an evolving sport. For others, it felt like a dig at tradition, even at legends like Michael Johnson who carved their legacy in that distance. A divided response. The backlash came quickly. Critics labeled her remarks as disrespectful and accused her of undermining the prestige of the very event she has shown in. Social media lit up with fans debating whether Thomas had crossed a line. She should just focus on running, one fan wrote, echoing a sentiment that athletes should keep personal views behind closed doors. But supporters were just as vocal. They praised Thomas for daring to say what many felt but hesitated to admit, that track and field sometimes clings to nostalgia instead of adapting to new realities. To them, her honesty was refreshing, a call to action rather than a complaint. The weight of being a voice. For Thomas, the storm revealed the double-edged sword of being more than just an athlete. On the one hand, her visibility gives her a platform to advocate for change and to highlight the realities of professional athletics. On the other hand, every word she speaks is magnified, decked. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.